Hello and welcome everyone to the OVRC. Welcome to round 5 of the GT3 season. I am joined once again by Owen.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, you join us. It's a very gloomy Oulton Park as we are about to head into qualifying in just a moment. But before we do you want to quickly run over the standings of the championship?
Yeah, so let's have a look at the championship standings. Leading the Drivers' Championship right now is Mats Lineup Anderson with 82 points, followed by Masic Haidla with 72. And then in third is Tom Bodish with 64. Fourth is Otto Olaila with 58. And fifth is Marcus Lawrence with 56. And then leading the Teams Championship is PCDC Motorsports with 138 points, followed by W&D Link Sports with 94. Cyber Lambo with 78, then 1 point behind with 77 points is BCDC Audi Sport with 77, and in 5th is Radio Bacho Racing with 58 points. And as always, if you want to see the full standings, you can do so at the link in the description.
Thank you for that, Owen. So we start qualifying now as everyone does get out on track. It's a fairly small grid today. I'm still a bit puzzled where everyone actually is, in all fairness. But anyway, Mark Whitford, first car out on track. I mean, the one advantage of having a less smaller grid is more clean air for everyone. So, in theory, no one should be bunched up with each other. In theory. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, Oulton Park, a very short circuit, quite a fast circuit as well, especially in these GT3 cars. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where everything is. So far, the top cars seem to be most of the two Ferraris, W&D, and Glenning is also fairly up there. Let's see if you can continue that form into qualifying, as all but Sebastian Brunner are now out on track right now. The interesting thing about the current turnout is that all the top 5 of the championship aren't here, which, while drop rounds will help them a bit, it's a bit interesting. It should allow some of the people that are in the order to score a good haul of points, as long as they finish.
Yeah, we haven't heard from any of them either, so we don't know why they're not here, but...
So, Mark Whitford will begin his first flying lap as he heads down the start-finish straight towards Old Hall Corner. Hard on the brakes here, right-hander. Get the car in roll as wide as you can before you get the off-track, and then it's flat out now down the avenue. A quick right, and then hard on the brakes for Cascades. To the left. Very long corner again, run wide, but watch out for the anti-cut. Again, flat out for Island Bend. Is this a lift or is it a flat? It's a downshift into it, and then immediately on the brakes for the hairpin. This is a banked corner. It's, as you can see on the onboard. Probably get traction on the exit. There's no quick sprint up to on the first of the chicanes. Again, very tight race. All the cars slowed mid-corner. Get a good exit. Head towards the second of the chicanes on this back straight. And on the brakes. Very tight car. It's quite easy to make an overtake into it. Again, exit very important. Off the track. A bit wide there for Mark, but keeps going. Then you go up the hill. And then you head into Druid's Corner again. Braking hard. Get the car nose in. Bit of understeer there by Ferrari, but keeps going. Gets under the bridge. Then you get to Lodge's Corner. And hard hill. And then it goes downhill for a little dip. Down the dip. And then you go back immediately back out onto start finish straight. And what time will Mark set? It won 34.1.
Flattening across the line next goes into first. Now John Dalton, where will he go on his first attempt? Into third. Adam Carlisle coming up next.
On a bad lap because they have a blue icon. across the line, and so that next will be Yo. Yo go across the line and gets a 1:34.62. That's the first batch done. Sebastian will be showing his first lap now as he's ahead currently of Mark Whitford.
Yep, as Stephen Higgins has decided to join us after all.
Yep.
Anyway, we're looking at Sebastian Bernier right now.
A bit squiggly there for the final two corners, but we'll set his first time now as he goes to the line, and we'll go fifth fastest 1:35.1.
John Dalton is 3/10 up as he nears the end of the lap.
Lose a bit of time though through Lodge corner.
Into P2. Then Yeo up next, who is 4/10 up.
Yeah, it'd be Carlisle who across the line, so 1:30.35. Followed by Yo. Will improve to a 1:34.3. Currently, Glenning and Sebastian are both invalidated their current laps. Glenning shoots straight on at the chicane. Currently Wareham as the current car, which will next post a lap. Currently 1/10 up as they head up the hill.
Wareham crosses the line. Improves his time, but not his position. John Dalton nears the end of the lap, but will not improve.
Those two of the Ferraris will start a time lap now. As Carlisle will come across the line now. A bit scruffy towards the end of the lap and does not improve time.
Higgins just about to start his first lap. Sebastian Bernier 3/10 up, about halfway through the lap now. He's 6/10 up now.
Quite a bit of an improvement right now, so let's see if we keep this momentum going. Heads out of the second chicane. As 23 is stopped, which should be Wareham. They get out and return to the pit lane. Sebastian does improve to be 10 behind, the 1:34.599.
Now half a second up right now. John Dalton 1/10 up as he is about to cross the line and does move into first position. Which across the line does not improve.
Dalton provisional pole right now, 1:33.861.
Carlisle improves his time but not his position. Higgins going to finish their first laps very soon. He's come in with no practice, so keep that in mind as he jumps into the pit lane. Whitford currently 4 tenths up in P3. Timothy Gladdening in P2, not currently improving.
Got a few more corners to go, though, so still a lot of time to be gained around this track. I think every corner around here is stupidly important for a lap time. It's either a very fast corner where you fit the car in, and you go a bit slow, you lose time, or a very slow corner all about the exits, where if you mess up the exit, you also lose time. So, not an easy track to actually get maximum pace out of.
Gladdening does not improve. Mark Whitford currently 6 tenths up. He's on a very fast lap. And he crosses the line, moves up to first. Over 3 tenths faster than his teammate John Dalton.
Quite a bit of improvement now with 133. Dalton's currently, I believe, on an outlap, or it's validated this last lap, so you won't be getting anything this time around.
Geo is getting close to the end of the lap, but is actually improving by 2 tenths now. So gaining a few tenths in those last couple of corners. Four tenths up as he is about to cross the line. Let's see if he can improve. And he does. He moves up to P2.
He jumps Dalton.
Yep. Gladdening in P4 is currently losing time. So this won't be an improvement for him this lap. Wareham about to cross the line but not improving right now. Not really seeing any improvements on the board at the moment.
Yo starts a 10th improvement, but they're heading to the first. X is the first chicane. I've lost it on. So let's see. It's still 3 minutes to go, so still a few more laps can be set.
As John Dalton is close to the end of his lap now. See if he can improve, and he does move up to P2.
Lennon and Bruni are both on improvements right now.
Bernier seems to be behind Wareham on track, and he's losing his improvement as Gladdening has gone off. Have a replay of that, exactly what happened. Oh, just weird crash, lost the rear end there. Western Bernier about to start his final attempt. Or actually, he might have 2 more attempts. If he's got enough fuel on board.
Oh, nope, invalidated this lap time, went wide at turn 1.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do that. I think there's a trait in every single sim I've ever driven with this track, and it's always a trait that turn 1's off track. It's stingy. It's just an evil off track.
And now he does not have enough time for an outlap, I don't think.
EO is currently improving by 2 tenths. And into Lodge. See what, if they can jump. They jump to P2.
Carlisle's just gone off. Let's see what happened there. I think they just abandoned the lap by leaving the track there. Mark Whitford is a tenth up as he gets close to the end of his lap.
I think a lot of people are starting to pit now. There's only 30 seconds left, so Whitford will get another lap as he improves. But it does seem to have aborted, so...
Yeo currently 3 tenths up. Higgins is 1.6 seconds up. So let's see. He's got quite a lot of time to make up those, so... but maybe he can still be faster than Wareham. He gets it right through these last few corners.
I don't know he's lost time in his first lap, to be fair. John Dalton did have an improvement.
And Higgins does improve his time, but not his position.
Dalton does not improve. He briefly had the improvement on the board.
Yeo 2 tenths up as he crosses the line and he goes into P1.
Yeo takes pole position. As Wareham is the only other car currently on track right now who can possibly, well, who can even do anything physically. He's the only car on track. White so far is keeping fairly much where he is now, so he might not really move anywhere. Final corner now, he loses 2 tenths and it tactically goes into the wall. So,
alright then.
Yeo will take pole as Whitford and Dalton are top 3. As everyone lines up for the grid. So, Yeo will start on P1, followed by Whitford on row 1. Dalton Glenn in row 2, Brunier Carlo row 3, Wareham Higgins row 4. So a small grid. The weather's actually brightened up a bit in game. Which is, you know, could be worse. So we'll see what will happen. Obviously, it's 1 hour race, standard rules still apply. But everyone here stands to score decent points today. But, you know, some people may see as a chance to get a win on the belt. So we'll see. Yeo has not won, I don't believe. Whitford has. Has Dalton ever won a race? I can't remember now. Well, there's a few people here who, granted the grid is not as big as normal, could still get, you know, their first ever win. So, some people may try some stuff. We'll see. So 1 minute 40 until the cars will get going. Just looking at so not much really to say, unfortunately. It's just because of the situation of the championship, and none of the top 5 are here. You know, W&D guys are the ones that are going to gain most from this, just because of their championship position. No matter if they finish in the top 3, which is realistically where they're going to finish. If they finish outside of that, it'd be disappointing for them. Glenning got a chance to get good results after the last time at Silverstone, Sebastian as well. You know, and people have got good chances here to score points, which would be probably the main thing at the end of the day. But, you know, 30-second warning. So the cars will be starting to grid up now and get off their air jacks. So engines will start. Prepare to get underway for the rolling start. So yeah, we'll take the pack around. So everyone gets underway. As Higgins a little bit burnt out off his launch. Let's get some style points. So wrap around Oulton. The track is, as I said before, is only about 2.6 miles long, or 4.333 kilometers, if you prefer those units. So yeah, quite a fast track, quite a short lap, and everything happens quite quickly around here. But then in real British GT, they race with GT4s around here for multi-class. Just sounds terrifying, given how quickly everything approaches you here already. So, but I think it's a great track. Honestly, it's a good, fun track to drive around. Racing it, bit different story. The track is already warming up a bit more than it was in the practice and qualifying, so this might affect the tyre pressure a tiny bit. Obviously, everyone will still be running on slick tyres. And I think the question will be who can get a good launch and good run at turn 1. Yeah, we'll put the thread through their way through the second of the hairpin. So they'll start to form up now into 2x2 formation, as they'll make their starting positions effectively. And for once, it's a fairly quick form up, just because how little cars there are. You'll have the inside line into turn 1, so they should have a fairly easy job of cutting it off. And the Porsche tendally gets quite good launches, so fairly easy to cover off the start, but we will see. As they all get form up on the start finish line now. And we are about to go green.
Green light. Go,
As the green flag does wave, and we all got going for round 5. And Joe will have a fairly easy job covering the inside as Whitford goes the long way around and gets a bit loose on exit. We'll take the lead, but we'll have a drive-through penalty for jumping the start, if anything. He now has to effectively drive even faster now, just to break a gap, as Gio's under threat by Dalton. Ferrari seems very quick right now.
Wareham seems to have gained the position on Carlisle at the start.
Passing the course start. Make their way through up the hill now. Just splitting out a bit where I'm losing ground to Glenigan. Carlisle is now under threat from Higgins, so Carlisle definitely struggling this opening lap in terms of absolute pace.
When you're getting close to the back of Gladdening. So how quickly do you have to serve the drive fuel penalty, or is it just whenever?
I don't remember, there might be 3 laps or something. I honestly can't remember.
Gladdening just had a little look on the inside of Dalton.
Yeah, some people are getting a bit poor runs through Cascades. Just sort of let everyone a bit. Now,
Yes, one of the bollards got destroyed by, I think it was Yeo.
well, it's gone. As all Sebastian gets very close to the back of Glennie, so the McLaren seems definitely a bit stronger on the brakes than the Honda. Honda seems to be able to stretch its legs a bit more in the faster sections of the track. So Dalton already a second behind now of Yeo, as Yeo is slowly losing a bit to Whitford as well. Carlisle's closed up to Wareham again, so they found a bit more pace. The tyres have got up to temperature now. Yeah, Wareham's lost a bit of pace. How long a drive-through will take around here? But
It's not a very long pit lane.
no, so it's doable. You just got to break the gap in the next couple of minutes or so. Gap now opens to a second to the lead, so Lowity's got quite a job ahead of him if he wants to hit this lead. As Wareham's now 3.3 back.
Whitford heads into the pits to serve his drive fuel penalty.
Right.
See how far back that puts him.
Can't be that far back.
Short pit lane.
Short pit lane, as he's going to head to the line now, and
At least got that going for him. As he gets back up to speed.
see how far back he is now from the back of the field. The Yeo will take the lead now into lap 3.
Seems to be about 5 seconds behind Stephen Higgins.
So what? 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 seconds back.
Gunning and Bernier side by side.
Sebastian will back out of it for now, but Carlisle's got very close to the back of Wareham as well, so I think you can see the strengths and weaknesses of some cars around here. The best thing right now for Whitford is if Dalton can close the gap to Yeo, but it doesn't look like it's going to be happening as Yeo has somewhat started to make a break now, 1.4 seconds now to the Ferrari of Dalton. So he seems to be running a bit better now in the clean air.
Carlisle down the inside of Wareham. Didn't quite make it stick there, but
No, you can't really make a move in Cascade, I don't think.
yeah,
It's
that's
not really a corner. You have to have some. You'd be very brave if you do. Let's just say that.
yeah, that looked a bit sketchy, but backed out of it just in time.
I mean, maybe in like front-wheel drive touring cars or like Ginettas, you could do it, but not in a GT3 car. So, Mark Whitford's closed very quickly on the back of Stephen Higgins right now, so he will be probably trying to drive every inch out of that Ferrari right now. As Carlisle's lost quite a bit of time to actually wear him through that chicane, so it might have happened there as there was 5/10 up this lap, so he's definitely giving it his all right now to try and extend the gap while he has a chance. There still will be a pit stop as per normal for this season, as Whitford gets very sideways from the exit there, so probably can't step it too far. Does set his fastest time.
Higgins runs wide.
Oh, how easy will Higgins make that? Higgins makes it very easy.
Puts the door wide open.
I think he realises that Whitford isn't really his fight. Higgins' main job is just to keep the car pointing forwards.
Board with Gladdening, who is still trying to catch up to Dalton.
Yeah, he's close to gap Dalton quite a bit.
Yeah, it's been within a second of Dalton for a little while now. And he seems competitive.
Seems that the Honda has gained a bit as it's run longer on its tyres. The gap to the lead is now 2.4 seconds. Car's now also close on the back of Wareham once again, so definitely seems that Carlisle might be quicker of the two, but can he make a move happen or not? And they're going to have Whitford approaching very quickly on them as well. Ooh, catches a bit of the inside curb there.
Oh, Whitford runs wide.
Whitford runs very wide.
Little replay of Whitford there. What exactly happened? Ooh. Rear end goes all squirrely as he goes off the curb there.
Right, he's approaching now the Carlisle Wareham. We can see how quickly he can dispatch these two as he's closed right up to the behind them now. Will they let him through or will they make it a bit difficult? I mean, they both have their own race to go for, so they don't have to give the space. Well, add in the space, but they don't have to let him through as such like Higgins did. As Sebastian Brunier has dropped off a bit, as Higgins has lost it at the chicane and it's back going again.
See what exactly happened there? Yep, takes a bit too much curb and loops it around. We're getting very close to Carlisle.
He's trying to look for a move soon, but can't exactly force his way through because Carlisle does seem to be more worried about the car ahead of him. as can't look for a move there, Whitford. Will he try something into the hairpin now? He has to be very late on the brakes if he did, but he does not. And he's just catching up to the Aston in all the wrong spots right now. Aston doing a very easy job of making defense moves right now. And all this time, the leader, is getting away. So, still plenty of time. Gotta make a move in the next few laps to not lose too much time overall.
Yep, just I just lost 1.7 seconds this lap. So, yeah, really a struggle for him to find an opportunity to overtake, it seems. Just get very close to Carlisle now as they enter the start-finish straight.
Carlisle seems to also got very close to the back of Wareham there, and somewhat lets. Not by his own choice, I imagine. Carlisle lets Whitford through. Going very close to the back of Matt Jaguar there. Wareham definitely struggling for pace at this stage in that Jaguar. Jaguar, a fairly old car in GT3 terms, as Sebastian is on the inside. Oh, as he has retired.
Yeah, sorry about the replay right now. Tried to get a replay of Sebastian, but he disconnected right as I clicked the button. So now we're watching Wareham for 20 seconds. Unfortunately, you can't see what happened to Sebastian.
Seems to be stuck on the inside of the hairpin, so he possibly looped it at some point.
Woodford's getting very close to Wareham. Had a little look on the inside there, but
We have a go now into Cottage. Jaguar's got a lot of straight line speed. Wareham does close the door on him.
as Gladdening gets very close to Dalton again.
Carlisle's in the pit lane. Whitford's going to try and make a move around there. Yes, he does. Fix it. And moves up to P4. And now trying to close the gap onto the leaders.
Nice move down the inside there.
The gap for the lead has somewhat stabilised a bit between Dalton and Yule. Struggling a bit, it seems as he's losing a bit of time.
Carlisle gets underway again. So he has done his tire change for this race.
I guess he thinks that getting the clean air early on to try and possibly undercut Wareham and the Jaguar is probably his strategy right now.
Yep.
That probably is the most powerful way to make an overtake around here.
So Whitford has 15 seconds to make up now if he wants to fight for the podium.
And you need to watch his lap times as he does a 34.2. Whether I want to say 34.7, 34.6, 34.9 to the leader, so we just need to see. Porsche not just been known for keeping its tyres very well, especially if you're not drive due to the way you drive it to be fast. So the other tyres, I mean, has some drivers typically where in the Porsche just losing time at some point until they pit again. So we'll see how it goes and see if the Ferrari can keep its tyres active for longer. Dalton Glenning fighting should help bring them a bit closer to Whitford as well.
On board with Glenning.
So Whitford quickest that time around. Actually, no, Glenning was quicker by a tenth, so Glenning definitely has some pace in that Honda right now. Does he have enough pace to challenge the Ferrari ahead of him?
That's a good question. Staying within the second to half a second range behind Dalton. He's not really getting any closer than that. He's not really getting any overtaking opportunities.
No. You have to get close enough in the correct spots to really make a move here, as Whitford had to somewhat demonstrate earlier. And you've got to be quite forceful, realistically, around here. You can't just, you can't be close to them and sort of, I'll make a gap. You've got to be very forceful. You've got to basically say, no, I'm going to overtake now. So, yeah, it's not an easy track to overtake off, but it's doable. As Yo has got a off-track warning this time around. So 20 minutes have gone. Yeah, and Yo had a lead of 2.5 seconds. It's been hovering around there. Not really extended or retracted from that point since he sort of got to that stage in the first place, as Glenn goes a bit deep into Lodge and loses a bit of time. Drops to about 8 tenths behind Dalton. Let's see how quick he closes that gap back up again.
Dalton also maintaining that 2.5 second gap to the leader.
Which is good, because obviously having a cut on your mirror all the time is quite distracting. So being able to just focus on saying quite consistent lap times, what you need to do in this Dalton situation right now, and maybe makes a mistake or in the pit stops they can jump him, and that could actually help a lot in terms of winning this race. For 3 tenths down off his fastest, but his fastest is a 33.9. The leader, yeah, as fast as a 34.2. So Whitford at some point set a very, very, very quick lap. Saying that, he has gone wide at some point in the track, as he has a track limit warning. You have 3 of those in a race before you get a penalty. Granted, it depends how severe it is. If it's a bunch of small ones, I don't think they particularly matter. But you get a few big ones, it's like, yeah, drive-through time, stop and go. I think it's a drive-through for it. Main thing is you can't serve it during a pit stop, unlike a stop and go and stuff like that. Stop and go, obviously you can park your car and wait a longer time. For lap 14, 36 minutes to go in the race.
Yep, getting close to the point where people should start making their pit stops.
Yep. Whitford's not really closing that gap to Glennie much right now. We'll be hovering around that 15-second mark. Will that change, obviously, when he will pit to his tyre change? Nearly a 9-second gap to Wareham behind him, so definitely is quicker than that. I think the question for Wareham right now is where Carlisle is. Carlisle is 4 tenths up right now. The overall pace does seem to be better than that of Wareham, so we'll see.
Oulton extending the gap to Glenning a little bit.
Glenning lost 5 tenths that lap, so possibly struggling a bit, or just a little simple mistake. Few people are actually struggling at this stage to keep the times up, but again, not surprising. Tyres have been worn in now quite a bit. Obviously, tyre degradation for Pirellis is lasting about an hour, and about halfway through is when they start to drop quite a bit in terms of performance. Saying that, Dalton has dropped the gap to half a second further now than last time around, so possible that Yo is starting to get a bit of pace back. As Whitford has dropped back to 17 seconds, so he's lost a significant chunk last lap, at least 2 seconds worth of time, so obviously a little error cost him.
Yeah, it does look like something happened on that last lap. He did a 1:37.9, doing low 34s before. Lightning also starting to fall back from Dalton now.
Yeah, he's lost a bunch. He's lost nearly a second this lap, so he's made a little error going into the second of the chicanes. It's cost him dearly in time. Yo's having a slow lap as well, 7 tenths down compared to Dalton's 1 tenth. So let's see how much the gap is after this lap.
Let's see when people decide to start heading into the pit lane. No one doing it so far, apart from Carlisle, who went in early at around the 45-minute mark.
Yeah, Carl, I was somewhat on their own right now with free air. Higgins on his own, Worm's on his own, Whitford, still unknown. Realistically, the closest pack is the top 3, and either they're spread out over a couple of seconds now, as all definitely struggling to keep consistent pace now. As there's 2 minutes until halfway, they're definitely in the margin of do a tyre change in the next few laps. Of course, they can either stay long or keep going, but I doubt people are going to stay long. I think the tyres are going to give you any benefit for doing that. Whack a new set on. Get some fresh tyre, get some fresh air, and see what you can do. The question is who will be first to pit. It won't be, won't be Dalton. It won't be Glenn. Whitford decides to go a bit of lawnmower on the exit. Again, I think Whitford's pushing a bit too hard right now, so trying to get time out the car. He's often costing you more time than he's gaining.
Worm is into the pits.
So he's the second of the pit stops. The big question is, where will you put Carlisle, who, looking at his car, has got quite a bit of damage on that Aston. He's obviously had a trip somewhere into a wall. He's not been near anyone to have that, as Dalton has lost a second this stint of his lap, and Mark's also lost a second, so both Ferraris struggling a bit. Will they start to do a pit stop soon?
Yep, as Carlisle just drives past the pit lane. Where is Worm? Worm is just on the pit exit now. As it looks like it will be an overtake for Carlisle.
Yep. As both Dalton and Glenningen are in the pit lane. They make their stop. Was the Whitford to make a stop, as so the leader stays out. As Whitford also makes his way in. Very quick entry into this pit lane. And you've got to avoid a tiny barrier on the way in. It's not the nicest one to enter. So, that's 3 people now in the pit lane, no? Well, each of them will leave. Higgins is still yet to pit, and so is Yo.
We'll just keep our eye on the pit lane then. John Dalton gets underway. And so does Glenning, but Glenning seems to have taken a little bit longer in the pit lane. Even Higgins heads into the pits as well.
And will...
But Glenning seems to have lost some time to Dalton there. Oh, he spins!
Spins on pit exit. And that's quite far out into the corner, and Whitford's now going to be heading down the hill now, so...
What happened to him there? Let's have a look at the replay of Glenning. Over the curb, yeah, just bounces it on the curb there a bit too much and immediately loops it around. That's not the way you want to come out of the pit lane, and it's lost a lot of time to Dalton.
So, leaders in the pits. Let's see where Yo will end up. Obviously, Dalton being his closest threat was about 3 seconds back. So let's see what happens now. It's going to be a very smooth entry in, so it doesn't look like he's going to lose much time in the stop. But let's just see. As he gets under...
still there. Dalton just going around the final corner now, so Yale will stay ahead, it seems.
Yeah, he's getting up to speed now on pit exit. And that's still quite a gap between them.
Yeah, Dalton just heads into turn 1, so anything, Yeo seems to have gained time here.
Yep. So the pack is all somewhat spread out a bit. After the pit stop cycle. 27 minutes to go.
There's 7.6 seconds between Yeo and Dalton now.
What did Yo do?
He has gained a lot of time.
I mean, Dalton and Goering are fairly close in terms of actual pit stop time as well, so must have a monster in lap. Get that much gap ahead. Either that, or he just was very quick in getting into the stalls. The gap now even further now for Whitford to close. So Whitford's mistake at the start might have cost him a lot more than just the initial drive-through penalty. But still, 26 minutes to go, still a lot to happen.
Fortunately, that's also given us not that much to talk about at the moment. There's some big gaps between people. Mark Whitford now 5.2 seconds behind Leddening. Let's see if he can catch up.
Timing screen was a bit bugged then, but I think mostly because of people being on their outlaps after pitting more than anything. Remember, there's also a question about who can get the least amount of penalties right now. Obviously, it seems to be quite easy to get off-track pings around here. I've seen quite a few blue dots on my screen. There's Yo, Dalton, Glenn, and Whitford all setting green times on the board right now, so since everyone's found a bit of pace now with these fresh tyres now up to temperature. Joe's currently 8 tenths up right now, so he's flying along right now. That's it. I think my timing screen's better. That time was only a 34.1. But okay, we step 1 second up. We'll see. Can't trust the deltas, I guess. Whitford goes and sets the new fastest race lap, 33.966. In his pursuit of going in to get back on that podium. I imagine he's not particularly happy about losing in the first place. But unfortunately, he was ahead off the line. I saw it, so it didn't quite happen there. He just was a bit too quick. The starts in ACC aren't exactly the most sensible thing in the world at times. So Dalton somewhat hanging around the 7-second gap with Yo, but not really able to close it, but not really extending it. Only 13 seconds back from Dalton. Whitford 4 seconds back from him. As Glenning's off the track and loses more time then, so Whitford's now right behind him, under
What
a second.
exactly happened to Glenning? As that's a very weird one, because he just put 2 wheels on the grass and then to kind of brake to save it.
Damp grass. Someone spilt their Coke in it or something.
Not me.
And that's cost him a lot of time. He's allowed Whitford to be right at the back of him, so Whitford can still get this podium now. It's definitely a chance now, but Glenning has not been exactly slow this race. Let's see if he can maintain this gap, or will it open up?
He hasn't been slow, but it's the I think the second mistake he's made so far.
Yeah,
First, didn't lose as much time as he did when on that spin coming out of the pits, but
so it completely blew on my radar. John Dalton set the fastest lap of a 33.864, so both Ferraris have the 1 lap pace, just don't have, not in the right position at the right time to do it.
yeah.
They're going to seem a bit slow as Whitford goes very wide. Does keep the car pointing forwards, but he's definitely pushing very hard now to try and make a move on to Glenningen. The fight between the 2 mid-engine cars. 2 of them, anyway. There's many in ACC, but as all going to get a bit over the curbs then and loses some time. Whitford has to somewhat check up a bit, not driving the back. Whitford definitely feeling the pressure now. Not really had this much since the start and Sebastian there, but Sebastian sort of fell away as the race progressed until he eventually did retire. Whitford's got the headlights out to start flashing and put them off a bit. Don't do that while you're sliding through the final corner, I'd suggest. But definitely not having the pace he had at the start.
Dalton does seem to be getting closer to Yeo, with the gap between them being 6.5 seconds now.
In the braking zone, gets right at the back of that Honda, going in right in the first chicane. He's probably going to try. He should try to put Glenningen off a bit, and Glenningen taking some somewhat shallow lines in some of his corners, which is costing him time and costing Whitford time as Whitford goes very wide on the exit. Bit too much loud pedal then. As watching the onboard of Whitford is not a comfortable experience right now, as somewhat just darting all over the place.
Running wide a lot right now. Needs to be careful with that.
I think he's going to imagine, you know, he's got a bit more pace than Groningen right now, and he feels probably a bit like he's stuck behind him, and he's trying to push a bit too hard now to try and get past it, right? Because he's got somewhat hope Glenn makes an error, or you force the issue, and forcing the issue is quite difficult around here. As the gap between Yo and Dalton is closed up massively over the last lap. It's visually tiny now compared to it being all race.
Yeah, Yo has lost 5 seconds on the last lap. Just obviously made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, so it must have happened to him. He's back going again, but does Dalton have the pace and that Ferrari still to make a challenge? Just over 16 minutes to go. As the Dalton is now 2 seconds behind Yo.
So we're watching Whitford right now. They're just getting close to the back. Ooh. It looks very scary from the onboard.
He keeps closing in the gaps where it's just he can't do anything. And he just has to sit behind him. Because Ferrari definitely seems a lot stronger on the brakes than the Honda. The Honda's got some decent punch out the corners, which is just somewhat keeping him not really able to make a move. He's got to be a bit smart and think about how he's going to make this move happen. Got to get a good run, and we can get the run now. The gap of the lead is closed down to under 2 seconds. What's going on in Yera right now? Why is he slowing right down? Or maybe he's just pushed the tyres too hard. I don't know. Definitely going to be an interesting final quarter of the race.
Here we go again, Whitford flashing his lights at Gladdening.
Has to stamp on the brakes in the King. You get so close to the back of him, and unless you're already alongside someone there, you have to brake or lift or something. You can't, as he misses the corner of the chicane. So yeah, again, the frustration is definitely building up on Whitford right now. Because he knows he's quicker. He knows he's quicker than Groningen right now. He can't get past because, you know, Groning's just putting the car in the position where he can't overtake. Now he's dropped back quite a bit further. So I'll read it all over again. As the gap, Yo has gained some momentum once again and has extended the gap to 0.22. 2.2.
Now the gap is down to 1.6 again.
It just seems that he's struggling in some areas more than others, yo. Either that, or he's done something funky in the pit stop, which now means he has to do something funky in the track. I don't think fuel was a thing to take. I don't think anyone does take fuel. I think everyone just fills up the tanks and goes. But maybe I'm wrong.
Your Whitford is going on off the throttle there.
Dabbing it. Dabbing the throttle. It's like, get moving.
Yo has lost a second this lap. Not a great lap for him. Gap between him and Dalton down to 1.2 now.
I think Dalton at this stage will start to smell his prey a bit. That Porsche is getting closer and closer. Imagine you like to do something very shortly about it. Imagine Whitford right now wish he was in a touring car right now. He could just bash his way through a bit as he gets very close once again. Glenn just seems very slow on the brakes.
Yeah, I think that it just keeps catching Mark out.
Unfortunately, we can't see his brake inputs right now. Well, maybe we could, but yeah, I don't think we can. But we need to see if it's just how weak the Honda brakes are. Because there's such a stark difference between the two cars there. The gap at the lead opens up a bit further once again, so it's a case of the Ferrari being strong in some areas and the Porsche being strong in others. We fight for the lead. As 10 minutes are left to go. A bit further back this time for Birmingham. Not quite as close as he was. But he closes right back up again in the braking zone. Well, what can Whitford do? What can he do? It's obviously so much quicker than Groningen, but he can't exactly shove Groningen out the way. Can't do that. It's against the rules.
Yeah, I would not want to be in his position right now. He is faster than Gladning, but not by a huge amount.
He's faster in different areas, and I feel like the Honda's got some strengths around here, which are just keeping him just enough ahead, where it's not just a case of Whitford can just blast past, but Whitford's just struggling to be able to use his in a way which he can get around. As the gap between the leaders has opened up a bit. 4, so obviously got a bit of confidence back in that Porsche again.
First one's wide out of turn 1.
It's this first sector, I think, is where Whitford's clearly faster than Groningen. It's like from turn 1 down to the hairpin.
The part where they're going now, that's where he always catches up.
But it's the
You can see how much closer he gets on the brakes there.
If the first chicane wasn't here, he probably would have been passed by now in the second chicane. But it's just the run here just completely means that you're not got enough run to.
Yeah,
Really
you
make
can
a
see
move.
it quite clearly from the onboard as they get off the exit from the second chicane, of the first chicane rather. And that's when the Honda starts to form a gap again.
Just says exit speeds. Ferrari can somewhat match it, but not match it enough to really get a move going. So I think, unfortunately, you got to sit behind unless you really then makes a little mistake somewhere. Guess where the other Ferrari also seems to be fairly strong right now against its competition.
Yeah, only
Because
half a second between them now.
Dalton's closed it right up in that first sector. That seems to be where the Ferrari just seems the strongest. But can Dalton make a move happen? I honestly can't remember if he's ever won anything in the OVRC. If he had, it's been ages ago. But Yo has never won a race either for the OVRC, so these two could be first-time winners right now. They're fighting for the lead of honestly quite an exciting race.
Yeah, despite the small grid, there's been some interesting fights going on.
As Higgins has also closed the gap right up to Wareham, so Wareham's definitely been struggling a tiny bit. As Higgins, who has not had much time to get used to his car, has closed right up behind him. Two front-engined cars, one quite a bit newer than the other.
Yes.
By a few years, like 5, 6 years, 7. Dalton right up behind Yo right now. I somewhat brake a bit harder than normal through the fast left-hander.
This is the part where Whitford is always strong in the Ferrari. Let's see if Dalton do the same thing on the brakes here.
Porsche seems a bit better.
Yeah.
Yo seems to be, but it still closes up. That's the thing. It still closes up. As it's under 5 minutes to go, so not many more laps for these guys to make something happen. As Yo just managed to hang on to this, or will Dalton be able to make something happen?
Higgins also still getting very close to Wareham.
Lap 35 will start now. About 3 more laps, I imagine. 3, 2 at most. All the back markers being in effect here. Obviously, they're having their own race, so this might be a bit difficult for the two leaders to negotiate.
I think the back markers may just be far enough ahead that they shouldn't be a problem. Whitford closer to Gluttony than he has been in a while. They go side by side.
Whitford has to back out then. Glenningham was not letting him through, but he's going to be alongside now into the hairpin and swoops ahead deep on the brakes. Can he keep going around a bit of touch? And Glenningham hits the inside. You get going again, but that was sense that was happening.
Another look at that from the replay. Whitford outbreaks him here.
Whitford is very deep in the first part, and
Yeah.
I needed more camera angles to really see the fault there, but I imagine something's going to happen like that for quite a while now. So there's going to be 2 more laps, or 1 more lap after this, if anything, given the current rate. And Yo and Dalton's still on ahead, so one of the Ferraris in the podium for now. And the other one get the win? That is the question. As Dalton loses it in
Dalton!
the 5 corner.
No!
Spins and spins and spins. He tries to find the gap in the wall. And gets going again, but oh.
What the hell was that?
I think he's going a bit wide. Went a bit wide, caught the grass. Car spun. And it means you can take the pressure off a tiny bit.
Yeah.
As he's got quite a bit
No,
significant
it
gap
didn't
behind.
even run wide. It just got sudden
The car-
oversteer mid-corner. And then
Cars
lost
went.
it.
The cards have said no. Luckily, he avoided hitting anything on the way through, but that has cost him big time and has cost him a chance at the win. Unless Yo has
The
a
leader has started the final lap. At least I heard something like that.
Well, very soon. He's going to stop the final lap about now-ish.
Yep, he's going to start it now.
So
Yeah.
Dalton's lost how much time then? 10 seconds? 10 seconds. That's gotta hurt. That's Whitford's yellow flag. He's spun it and looped it around himself. What's going on
There's
with the
Letterning.
Ferraris?
Letterning gets back ahead. What the hell was that?
Oh, that is a very broken Ferrari right now.
Let's see what happened to Whitford. Runs wide, bounces, and spins it around. That's a weird little crash. Just it goes over the curb, it unsettles the car.
Both W&D cars. So the final lap is on. Yo's got a few more corners to navigate. As far as the gap is closing very fast between Dalton, there's not enough time unless he has his own little mistake. Whitford is going very slowly right now, so I imagine his car is pretty damaged. As Yo's got 1 more corner to navigate, as he's going to win round 5 of the OVRC GT3. Yo takes the flag and wins by a nice gap to John Dalton, who'll come home second.
Oh, Higgins and Wareham collide. They've got one more racing lap to
They've got
go.
1 more lap to go. Dalton comes P2. Gliding come home P3.
Look at that again. Higgins on the outside. Ooh. That was very clumsy. Seemed like there was really enough room for Higgins to stay on the outside there.
Whitford will come home P4 with a slightly worse for wear Ferrari, as he spins into the wall, so he's not happy at all. Carlisle will be next across the line in a lonely P5. As then it's now the race between Wareham and Higgins. They still have a few more corners to go. They're still on the racing lap. Who will take P6? We've got 1 more proper corner to go. Wareham will be trying to defend this as much as possible. Leaves the door a tiny bit open, but closes immediately. And slows right down the apex. And will possibly take P6. Who gets a better run? Wareham will take P6, and Higgins takes P7. And that is round 5. And I want to know what happened in the last 5 minutes there.
Yeah, a lot just happened at the end there.
What happened? What happened? Yo takes the win. Dalton P2, Glenning P3, Whitford P4, Carla P5, Wareham P6, Higgins P7, and Brunier D and F. And that has been round 5 at Oulton. And for such a small grid, that's one.
Yeah, that was a surprisingly entertaining race.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the grid initially, I was like, "There's no way this could be like exciting. It's just going to be like a few guys drive off." Then we have that, Dalton nearly gets there and makes a mistake. Whitford gets a drive at the start for jumping the start and has to fight his way up and nearly gets a podium, but then caught out again. Glenning gets a good result after having a bit of roughy with Whitford, and yeah, Higgins gets very close after having no practice as well. He's very close to a P6. So yeah, good race, honestly. And I am completely exhausted. So anything you would like to say, Owen, before we close off?
Well, I hope you'll enjoy this race. If you did, just really appreciate it if you click the like button and subscribe to the channel to catch our next races. We will be back next week for the season finale at Bathurst.
Yep. Until then, stay safe.
Goodbye.